Bonjour, Natalie here. Welcome to FrancoFoods. Today, I'm making poutine, être. This is an Acadian dessert I wanted to try while I was visiting in New Brunswick on vacation, but the restaurant that I went to had actually ran out. As it so happens, in the recipes that I have from my mother, there is a recipe for poutine être that was handed down in our family tree by Zelma Bourgeois. The recipe I'm using is in the description. Now, the challenging part I'm finding of using old recipes handed down, even some from my mom, is that the instructions are rather sparse. So I'm just going to wing it, basically. I'll do the best I can with the information I have. Now, when people hear the word poutine, a lot of times they're going to be thinking of the Quebec treat of French fries, cheese curds, and gravy. However, in Old French, the word poutine means mess or hodgepodge or a mixture of various things, or in this case, ingredients. So I'm feeling like the filling is lacking a little something. So I'm going to add cinnamon to this, even though the recipe doesn't call for it. I figure, hey, it's apple, can't go wrong with cinnamon. I have followed the recipe exactly, at least for the quantities, and I'm feeling like I'll have a lot more dough than I'm gonna need for the amount of filling. But that's okay. I mean, I can always use the extra dough for something else later. The dough does have a lovely feel to it, though. I have to say, I think it's one of the nicest doughs I've ever made. You know, part of the reason that on vacation my husband and I went to New Brunswick and Nova Scotia was to kind of trace my family roots. I knew that's where my family was from, and one of my brothers, who's been doing our family tree, our family genealogy for the last 20 plus years, it's been really neat to see the different names, and so I thought, you know what, let's go check out. And I knew I was Acadian from my mom's side, but I felt it was a very humbling experience when finding out that my ancestors were part of the fabric that created Canada, that founded the country. And there was something very humbling about that, and also very exciting, and feeling that family pride, shall we say. Okay, so my kids are not fans of raisins, so I'm going to make 2 poutine être with raisins and 2 without. Oh well, if poutine means mess, I think I've got that part down pat. Okay, time to bake. In the meantime, here is some French vocab for you. Une pomme, un raisin sec, être, avoir, croustillant. Et voilà, my first ever poutine être. They're not the prettiest bakes I've ever made, and the crust definitely is a little too thick in some areas. But it's all about flavor. It's not bad, it's pretty decent. Nice crust, even if it's thick, it's still very nice and flaky. I'm glad I added the cinnamon to the filling. I really do enjoy that. And the raisins, I like that. I would do these again, but you can see that as it's baked, the filling has really flattened. So I think I would at least double the amount of apples. And I'm definitely keeping the cinnamon. I hope you've enjoyed this Acadian dessert. If you have eaten it or made it yourselves, I would love for you to share any tips and suggestions in the comments. I always love getting your advice. Until next time, merci et à la prochaine!